When you've landed here, it likely means you're ready to make a serious change in your life. Maybe you're thinking of cutting back on alcohol, or perhaps you're aiming to quit entirely. Either way, this is the right place to begin. The truth is, anyone has the power to step away from drinking no matter how long they've been doing it, and you don't have to feel like you're the only one walking this path. In fact, countless people across the world are making the very same decision each day, so you're in good company. Choosing to limit or eliminate alcohol is a deeply personal choice, and behind that choice, there's always a reason, a drive, a motivation that nudges you toward a better version of yourself. But before going further, there's something important that has to be said. If alcohol has become a daily dependence for you, if your body has grown used to it in a way where you can't go a day without, then simply stopping all at once can actually be harmful. Your system might react with shakes, sweats, nausea, or other dangerous withdrawal signs. That's why it's vital, if you're in that situation, to reach out to a doctor or a medical professional who knows how to guide you safely. With the right support, the transition can be managed without putting your health at risk. On the other hand, if alcohol hasn't reached that level of control in your life, then stepping back or letting go is much more straightforward, and that's where this guide comes in, to give you clear, realistic steps that anyone can follow. The first stage is asking yourself why you want this. Your why is more than just a reason. It's the spark that keeps you moving when the process feels heavy. Some people do it for health, realizing that their body deserves better. Others do it for financial reasons, adding up how much they spend on drinks and recognizing how much they could save. Many want to be a stronger influence on their children, or they've noticed alcohol is pulling them away from the person they want to be. Your motivation might be different, but whatever it is, you need to hold it close. Writing it down and keeping it visible is one of the most powerful things you can do. A note on the fridge, a reminder on your phone that pings in the morning, or even a message on your bathroom mirror. These little nudges act like anchors, holding your mind steady when temptations rise. After you've got your reason clear, the next step is choosing a moment to begin. Vague goals like "I'll quit someday" rarely work because someday keeps stretching further away. Instead, set a specific date, ideally within the next 2 weeks. 2 weeks gives you enough space to prepare mentally and practically, but not so much that you talk yourself out of it. Think of it as drawing a line in the sand. On one side is the old pattern, and on the other is the new life you're creating. When that day arrives, the commitment you've made becomes real. It's no longer a floating thought. It's action. Something else that can multiply your chances of success is letting others know. Telling family or friends that you've decided to cut down or stop may feel vulnerable, but it builds accountability. When they see you refusing a drink at a party, they'll understand it's not random, it's part of a larger choice. They'll know why you're skipping the pub or avoiding wine with dinner, and instead of pressuring you, they may even support you. You might even inspire someone else close to you to join in. Sharing your reasons isn't about proving anything, it's about surrounding yourself with people who will cheer you on, especially when you hit difficult moments. Of course, knowing your reasons and making a plan is just the start. The world is filled with triggers and temptations, and you'll need to protect yourself from them, particularly in the early stages. This means being mindful of your surroundings. If your usual Friday night involves a bar, consider changing the script. Go to a restaurant that doesn't serve alcohol, or suggest activities where drinking simply isn't part of the picture. Offer to be the designated driver. It's an easy and socially acceptable way to avoid drinking. Even small things like grocery shopping can make a difference. Skipping the alcohol aisle altogether removes the chance of a split-second decision that can undo your progress. In the beginning, protecting yourself from temptation isn't weakness, it's wisdom. As you're carving this new path, filling the gaps left by alcohol is crucial. Drinking often becomes part of routines, something you do after work while watching TV, or an activity that connects you with friends. If you don't replace those habits, the void can pull you back. That's why experimenting with new activities can be transformative. Maybe it's exercise, maybe it's learning an instrument, maybe it's something simple like taking a walk in nature after dinner instead of reaching for a drink. If you were used to going out with friends to a bar, Suggest alternatives, bowling, hiking, or catching a movie. By being the one to propose something new, you set the tone and make it easier for others to join you. Not only do you avoid alcohol, but you also expand your life with fresh experiences. Finally, through all of this, don't forget to celebrate progress. Giving up or cutting down on drinking is a massive step, and like any major change, it's not always smooth. There will be moments where you slip, and that's okay. Progress isn't erased by one mistake. What matters is picking yourself up and continuing forward. Reward yourself when you hit small goals. Maybe your first milestone is a week without alcohol. Treat yourself to something you enjoy, something that reinforces the fact that you're achieving. Then aim for a month. Step by step, you'll notice changes in your energy, your mood, even your sleep. The key is patience and compassion toward yourself. Of course, with change often come side effects. Even people who weren't heavy drinkers can feel off when they suddenly stop. You might notice irritability, restlessness, difficulty focusing, or odd dreams. Some find themselves more tired. Others struggle with sleep in the short term. These reactions are temporary and usually fade as your body resets itself. But if symptoms linger for more than several days, or if they feel overwhelming, it's wise to check in with a doctor. And again, for those who have been drinking heavily for a long time, stopping abruptly can bring serious withdrawal symptoms, things like sweating, shaking, nausea, loss of appetite, or in extreme cases, even seizures or hallucinations. That's why professional support is absolutely essential if you fall into that category. Medical teams can provide medication and guidance to make the process safe and manageable. The journey to freedom from alcohol isn't a straight path. It's filled with twists, challenges, and lessons. But it's also packed with rewards. Better health, more energy, clearer thinking, and the confidence that comes with taking control of your life. With every day you step forward, you're proving to yourself that you're capable of more than you once believed. Now that you've seen the steps laid out, let's go deeper into what this change actually feels like and how to make it stick. Many people imagine quitting alcohol as one big dramatic moment. You slam the glass down, swear it off forever, and suddenly life is brighter. In reality, it's usually much slower, and that's not a bad thing. The gradual process teaches you resilience. Each time you decline a drink, every time you push through a craving, you're not just saying no to alcohol, you're saying yes to yourself. That repeated choice builds strength like a muscle, and soon it becomes second nature. One of the most important things to recognize is that change is emotional as much as it is physical. Alcohol doesn't just affect your liver or your brain chemistry, it can also weave itself into how you socialize, how you cope with stress, even how you reward yourself. That's why letting go of it can sometimes feel like losing a friend. But it's a false friend, one that promises relaxation and fun while slowly taking more than it ever gives back. By realizing this, you shift the story in your head. Instead of thinking you're missing out, you start to see that you're gaining something bigger. Control over your own choices. In the first few weeks, small strategies can make a huge difference. Keep something in your hand at social gatherings, a soda water with lime or a non-alcoholic option. It sounds simple, but having a drink already with you stops people from constantly asking if you want one. You also blend in more easily, which takes pressure off. Replacing the physical action of holding and sipping can sometimes trick your mind out of craving the old habit. Sleep is another area where changes can surprise you. Many assume that alcohol helps them rest because it makes them drowsy, but the sleep it gives is shallow and fragmented. Once you stop, your body may take some time to readjust and your sleep might feel worse for a short while. But if you stick with it, real rest eventually returns. Deeper, more restorative, more energizing. This improved sleep alone can transform how you feel day to day. There's also the matter of dealing with stress. For a long time, alcohol might have been the shortcut you used to wind down after work or calm nerves before social events. Without it, stress may feel sharper at first, but this is where you discover the alternatives that actually build resilience rather than deplete it. Exercise, breathing practices, meditation, journaling, even simply talking through your day with someone you trust. All of these create outlets that relieve tension without draining your health. With time, these methods don't just replace drinking, they make you stronger overall. Financial benefits are another hidden motivator. Even moderate drinkers are often shocked when they add up how much they spend on alcohol in a month or a year. Whether it's bar tabs, bottles at home, or nights out, the numbers pile up fast. Imagine redirecting that money into something meaningful, a trip, a new hobby, investments, or even just savings for peace of mind. Every dollar or rupee not spent on alcohol becomes a small victory that fuels your progress. Social life may feel tricky in the beginning, but it doesn't have to shrink. In fact, it often grows in healthier directions. At first, you may avoid certain settings to keep temptation low, and that's okay. But as time passes, you'll realize you can still enjoy gatherings, laugh, and bond without needing a drink in your hand. True friends will respect your choice, and sometimes they'll even admire it. What starts as a personal decision can ripple outward, inspiring others around you. As you move further into this journey, rewards become more obvious. Your mornings feel lighter because you're not waking up sluggish or battling a hangover. Concentration improves. You notice you can focus on tasks longer and think with more clarity. Your mood stabilizes. Instead of swings between highs and lows, you experience a steadier emotional state. Physical changes appear too. Clearer skin, better digestion, improved stamina. These are the visible signs of your body healing, proof that every choice you make is paying off. But progress doesn't mean perfection. Slipping up happens. You might find yourself giving in one night, and the next morning, guilt weighs heavy. The mistake many people make is assuming that one lapse erases all their efforts. It doesn't. What matters is how you respond afterward. Do you spiral back into old habits, or do you recognize the slip for what it is, a single moment, and continue forward? The most successful people are not the ones who never stumble, but the ones who refuse to quit after they do. In the bigger picture, what you're really creating is a new identity. Instead of being someone who tries not to drink, you become someone who simply doesn't need it anymore. That shift in identity is powerful because it removes the constant battle in your head. It's no longer about willpower every time you're offered a drink. It's about alignment with who you are becoming. And when your actions line up with your sense of self, the effort feels lighter, almost effortless. There will also be a moment, a quiet but profound one, when you realize alcohol no longer has a hold on you. Maybe it's when you go to a party and don't even think about drinking. Maybe it's when you handle a stressful week at work without reaching for a bottle. Maybe it's when you look in the mirror and recognize a healthier, stronger, more present version of yourself. That moment is proof that the journey was worth it. Remember, this isn't about punishment or deprivation. It's about reclaiming your time, your health, and your freedom. Life is full of challenges, but living without the fog of alcohol allows you to meet them with sharper eyes and a clearer mind. And as the weeks turn into months, the benefits stack higher and higher until you realize you've built a life far richer than the one you left behind. So whether you're cutting down gradually or stopping altogether, know this: you're capable of it. You're stronger than you think, and the rewards waiting for you are greater than the comfort you leave behind. Keep your why in sight, lean on support, protect yourself from temptation, and give yourself the gift of patience. In time, you'll discover that what felt like an uphill climb was actually the start of a better, brighter chapter.